Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Pete on Retreat. Today, I'm going to answer more of your questions. Good morning, everybody. For anybody new to the channel, my name's Pete. I spent the second half of 2022 selling everything I owned so I could retire at the age of 49. Once I had everything sold, I moved here to Pattaya, Thailand on December 1st, 2022. I started my YouTube channel the very first day I was here, and now I like to periodically answer all of your questions. So let's get into it. Question number one, what type of visa are you on? Now, I've covered this in a few videos before. I came into the country originally on a visa exemption, which you could do if you live in one of 70 something approved countries. You could just come here with no visa at all. At the time, you could get a 45-day exemption, but it looks like as of a couple days ago, it's gone back to 30 days. And then once you're here, you could go to immigration and extend it for another 30 days. Now, I've been here 4 months, so I had to do something else. There's several options, but what I did was decide to take a trip to Laos and pick up a tourist visa there. So I'm just currently on a tourist visa. The tourist visa will take me into May, at which point I'll probably go to Cambodia and then come back on another exemption. That exemption will get me almost to my birthday, which is in July. When I decided to do this whole crazy thing, I also decided I wanted to spend my 50th birthday at Disney Tokyo. So in late June or early July, I'm off to Japan. When I come back from Japan, then it's time to work on my long-term visa. I'll be 50 at that point, and you have to be at least 50 years old to get a retirement visa here in Thailand. Question number two, do you have a girlfriend yet? Oh boy, no, I do not have a girlfriend. I've made some friends here, and yeah, a few of them are women, but I am not here trying to get a girlfriend, at least at this point in my life. Yes, Thailand has a reputation for expats coming here looking for girlfriends and wives, but that's not what brought me here. And yes, the country is filled with beautiful women, many of them looking for a Western boyfriend or husband. Currently though, I'm just here living my life. I'm here establishing good routines, trying to get out and see some of the countries around here, and trying to keep my life simple. Now, I'm not fully against the idea. If things happen, if I meet somebody, and that's where my head and heart is, I'll totally go along with it. But no girlfriend, at least not yet. Question number three. What's a Bolt? Bolt is one of the main two rideshare apps here in Thailand. Bolt's the newer guy on the block, and it's the one that most people use, the other one being Grab. Grab is great because they'll bring you food and such, as well as do rideshares. Bolt only does rideshares. Bolt is the newer company in town, and the reason they are the main go-to is because they are the cheapest. Since Bolt's come to Thailand, they haven't made any money. They are currently running their platform without any fees for drivers. So every penny that you pay, okay, every baht that you pay goes directly to the driver, which allows the whole entire service to charge less than ride. Now, we all know this isn't going to last forever. We'll be curious to see what Bolt does. The two main trains of thought on it are that either Bolt will end up selling at some point at a high price based on their dominance here in the country, or that they're just establishing their dominance right now and preparing for an inevitable price hike once they start taking fees from all the rides and whatnot. Question number four, how did you learn to vlog and edit? I just learned it by doing it. I bought a GoPro cam before I came here, learned how to turn it on and how to film, and then once I got here the very first day, I turned it on and made a little vlog. I've had very minimal editing experience in the past, just basically splicing together band videos, cutting off the end, cutting off the beginning, and trimming. That's about it. My first week here, once I had some video in this camera, it was time to learn what to do with it. So I just did a little research on free video editing software. I discovered a program called Filmora and heard a lot of good things about it. Basically that it's free and it's easy to use, and it's a pretty common application for YouTubers to use. In my first couple weeks worth of videos, I was trying to learn a new trick every video, but I'll be honest, I've kind of fallen into a comfort zone now, and it's time for me to start pushing the envelope again. Question number 5, did you bring any musical instruments with you? Oh boy, that's a no. I came here incredibly minimally. I moved here with a suitcase and a backpack, mostly filled with clothes and electronics, and that was it. That said, last week I finally got my first guitar here. A good friend of mine got a cheap guitar here off of Lazada. Hello, good morning. As I was saying, a good friend of mine got a cheap guitar here off of Lazada probably a while ago, and he doesn't play. So he's basically gifted me the guitar. Although this week I bought a bunch of athletic shirts at the knockoff mall, and I got the wrong size, so I ended up gifting him those shirts. It's a pretty cheap guitar, but I am loving having it in the condo. I pick it up several times a day, and man, it only took a few months for my chops to get really rusty. I've got blisters on my fingers. I think I've had it about a week now, and my chops are a lot better, and my endurance is up to being able to at least play a few songs without having to take a break. Having the guitars also motivated me a bunch to get a nicer guitar. I don't need anything really nice. I'm probably going to pick up a Yamaha. But this cheap Lazada guitar, man, the first two tuning pegs really don't hold the tune too well. I find myself tuning those 2 strings after every song. Question number 6, how long do you think you'll be in Thailand? I really don't know. This entire adventure of mine's pretty open-ended, but I know I'll be here at least a year because I've got a 1-year lease on my condo. My original idea was to use Thailand as a home base for 2 to 4 years while I see the rest of Asia. And for now, I think that's still the plan. I don't know if I'm going to stay in this area at the end of the year. I've been here 4 months. I'm enjoying it, but there's so much that Thailand has to offer, and I've barely scratched the surface. There's also a part of me that feels Thailand so affordable, it could be a great base for even when I'm traveling around Europe. One thing that I've learned about myself since I moved here is that I really like having a home. Living out of a suitcase while you travel is perfectly fine, but I only want to do it for a few weeks, maybe a month at a time. So yeah, my answer is I'll stay here for like a year to forever. Hey guys, Promo Pete here. Please, if you like what you're watching at all, make sure to hit that like button. Leave me some comments below. We've got a wonderful community here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. All of that stuff just helps the channel grow and helps more viewers see this content. Thank you. Now back to the questions. Question number 7. How are people able to stay in the country 180 days in each calendar year? Now this question's directly regarding one of my videos when I'm talking about the visa exemption. You can stay in Thailand more than 180 days in a calendar year. What the 180 days really refers to is that you could stay in the country for 180 days in a calendar year without any type of visa. You can pretty much come into the country on a visa exemption as long as you're from one of the countries that's eligible as many times as you want. But without a visa, you can only stay in the country a total 180 days in a year. Now the visa exemption fell back to the 30 days, and you could extend it for 30 days when you're here. But that means in less than 60 days, you have to leave the country. You could do an over the land border run, which is really common and can be done in a single day. But my understanding is you could only do the over the land border run twice in a calendar year. Now, like with so many other things in Thailand, your results may vary. I know a person that did a same-day visa run and was turned down at the border. They had to go into Cambodia and spend a night there. It might even be possible to do more than 2 land runs in a year. Lots of these things aren't very consistent, but that's the official policy. So besides the 2 land runs, you could fly in and out of the country and come back in on an exemption unlimited number of times, but you can't exceed that 180 days total in the country, supposedly. Again, your results may vary. Question number 8, is that an app you're using to translate signs? Why, yes, it sure is. And if you're in a foreign country with signs that you can't read, or not even just signs, but I mean packages in a store, menus in a restaurant, anything like that. I didn't know about the image translation until recently myself, so I understand that a lot of people don't know it's there. But all you have to do is open up Google Translate, make sure you have the correct settings as far as languages go. Otherwise, it's not going to work at all, and believe me, I've been there a few times. But with the correct language selected, hit the camera icon, and then just hold your phone over whatever it is you want to read. I'm pretty sure several of the languages are built in and you don't need a signal, although I might be confused there and might be thinking of something else. As long as you have a signal, you'll be fine, and it will translate really quick and pretty accurately. If you don't have a signal, you can take a picture and translate it later. Question number 9. What do you need monetarily to retire in Thailand? Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is a very common question that comes up on expat videos and in forums and on travel groups on Facebook and such. But there's no one answer here. It really depends on what you want from life and how long you plan on being retired. There are plenty of Westerners here that have a budget of $1,000 a month. It's $1,000 US, and that are living here quite fine. That budget, however, isn't enough to cover the lifestyle that I want to have here. My spending goal here is to come in under $2,000 US every month. I've just finished my 4th month here, and I have been under my goal every month since I've arrived. I should probably add, though, that I've been getting closer and closer to that goal every month since I've arrived as well. My actual budget's a bit more than that, but I'm trying to save up extra money so when it comes to big trips, I could splurge a bit and really live the good life. Don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm living the good life now. I've got a lovely condo with the sea view. I eat anything I want pretty much that's within my diet, because I am on this health kick right now, but we won't get into that. So yeah, people live here at $1,000 a month, no problem. My goal is basically double that. But I also know people who live in here for like $3,000 a month, and probably even more than that. I mean, you could really be living the high life here if you want to. There are definitely things that factor into how much it costs you to live here. Viewers of the channel know I'm not a huge drinker, so I don't spend a lot on drinks every month. But some of the retirees that are here are just on permanent vacation, and they drink all the time. Question number 10, are you a vegan or a vegetarian? I think this question came up because of how excited I was when I found the Peteon Bistro. Peteon Bistro, for those that aren't aware, is still hands down one of my favorite restaurants here in Pattaya. It's actually down in Jomtien, but it is a very vegan and vegetarian friendly place. Also very health conscious. Good sized menu, lots of options, plenty of food that you don't see at most places here in town. And while I'm not vegetarian or vegan, I do appreciate having those options. My father is a vegetarian, pretty much vegan, and he's planning on coming out here and visiting me at some point. So I was really excited to find a good restaurant for him to go to. Yeah, there's other options that we have here in town, and there's plenty of them that I haven't even checked out yet. But I know without a doubt he's really going to like Peteon. Question number 11, how many steps do you get in a day? Well, I've been getting in less since I've been filming less. My first month here, I averaged about 8,000 or 9,000 steps a day. My second and third month here, I started averaging around 12,000 steps a day. But now I've been on a bit of a different kick. I go to the gym every day. I hop on the treadmill a bit, and I still do my laps around the neighborhood, but that 10-kilometer a day goal, I've just kind of put aside since I've been in the gym. I go to the gym usually for 1 hour to 2 hours a day, and now I've missed only 4 gym days in the last 3 weeks. I think since I've been going to the gym, I've probably only been averaging about 5,000 steps a day. But that's definitely better than nothing. And after just a few weeks, I now have muscles. Now, I'm not here trying to get all swole or muscle bound or anything like that, but part of the deal I made with myself when I decided to retire early was I would use this time to be healthier at 50 than I was at 40. Now, I got a few months left to go, but I already think that I'm healthier now than I was at 40. The only difference might be at 40, I was doing some jogging, and I don't think my cardio is quite up there yet, so I'll probably be switching to a cardio focus coming up in the next month or so. Question number 12. Have you developed a taste for seafood yet? Nope. I kind of gave up that quest after my challenge. The only seafood I've had since my 7-day seafood challenge has been sushi. And most of it hasn't even been great sushi. It's just been cheap sushi from the Jomtien night market. But I did have some nice sashimi in my bento box a couple weeks ago. Well, that's all the questions for this installment. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I do answer every single question that I'm asked. Coming to you from an ever increasingly hot morning here in Thailand, this is Pete on Retreat, and I wish you were here.